Good evening. This is the W8AL Weekly Net, 7:30 on Wednesdays. As usual, we're going to begin with a round of check-ins. Last week we did roll call. I thought that took a little longer because there were a lot of people that weren't on that night. So we're just going to go maybe by prefixes. Anyone with a W as the first character in your call sign, call W8AL.
Good morning, or good evening. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Echo, W8VE.
Good evening, Roger. Any other W's? Justin, I've got your name in the log. Thank you. Any other W's?
W8MBO.
Fred, Whiskey 8, Mike Bravo Oscar. Fred, any other W's? Okay, we'll go K. Now this is a little tricky here. K and then a number. Not KA, not KB, not KC. K and then a number. Go ahead and call W8AL.
K8ISS, W8AL, W8AL, K8AGB, Kilo 8, Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, got you there. Doubled, but I got it. John, K8ISS, and Dennis, K8AGB. Any other K followed by a digit?
Kilo 8, Papa India, November.
Dirk, thanks for checking in. K's, please. Kilowatt Alpha, Kilowatt Alpha. Do we have any Kilowatt Alphas?
Kilo Alpha 8, Mike November Tango, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. More Kilo Alphas, please. Kilo Bravo, Kilo Bravo.
KB8PRK.
Good evening, Ted. Any more Kilo Bravos? Kilo Charlie, please call W8AL. Okay, Kilo Delta stations. Kilo anything, Kilo Echo Fox, Echo on up. I heard a mic key go down, but I did not hear any voice. Kilo Echo, Kilo Fox stations, called W8AL. Heard a carrier, no modulation. Change your mic if you can. Check in after a bit. Okay, any November stations besides myself? Any November stations?
Dale.
N8BHQ.
KG8RRY. Hello, Dale. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Gary. Okay, and N8 VXQ, Perry, I heard you in there. Let's see, N8PW, you out there tonight? Heard any other N stations?
Kilo Fox 8, United Norway.
Okay, any other stations, anybody anywhere who needs checked in, call now.
Kilo Fox 8, United Norway.
Got you in the log, Byron. Thank you very much. Any other stations?
Dale, I've got W8IP Herb. W6.
Good evening, Herb. Glad you're participating. Hope everything's okay down where you are. So Whiskey Delta 8, India Papa Echo, checked in on the web. Thank you. Any other stations before we go back to our traffic list? Okay, hearing nothing. Just a reminder, I'm probably guilty of this. After you hit the push to talk, give the repeater a second to sort out whether you're digital or analog and act appropriately. If you do not, it will chop off the first syllable or two of your voice. So we'll go down the list in order of check-in and see if there's any short traffic for the net. Whiskey 8 Victor Echo, go.
Good evening, Dale and the group. Not much traffic other than we survived field day. We had great weather, even though the dire prediction was rain all weekend. I think we had a few drops Friday evening, and that was about it. And just recuperating from field day. Back to you, Dale.
Thank you, Roger. Whiskey 8, JKC.
Good evening, everyone. I agree with Roger. We missed the boat on the rain there, barely. We've got all the scores and everything ready for submission. Have the officers review it tomorrow night. We'll share it on Facebook for everybody to see. That's all I have tonight, Dale.
Thank you for that report. And we will get back to a field day discussion at the end of this first go around here, so be patient. Whiskey 8, MBO, any traffic for the net?
It was a beautiful weekend. We did have a second rain on Saturday. I know because I saw Roger get out his umbrella. Over.
Very good, yes. I don't think I got a chance to see you, but if you were there, thanks for coming by. Kilowatt 8 ISS, any traffic for the net?
No traffic, but I agree. It was a beautiful day. Did a 46-mile bike ride, and still able to sit up here and talk on the radio. Unbelievable, but I did take a nice nap. But no traffic. Go ahead.
Very good, John. You do sound refreshed. Kilowatt 8 AGB, any traffic?
At this time, Dale. Over.
Thank you, Dennis. Kilowatt 8 PIN, Dirk, any traffic?
73, back to net control.
And 73 is to you, Dirk. Kilowatt Alpha 8, Mike, November, Tango, Tom. You and your XYL did a great job this weekend. Any traffic for the net?
Good evening, everybody here on the net. Just want to say that it was a fantastic weekend, and it was quite enjoyable. But other than that, we'll turn everything back over to the net. This is KA8MNT.
That brings us up to Ted. Kilo Bravo 8 PRK. I want to say prick every time I see those letters. Go, Ted.
KB8 PRK. Good evening there, Dell and everybody else. Didn't do anything on field day. Just stayed hunkered down. And looks like we got a heat wave coming up here towards the end of the week through the weekend. That would be a hot field day. Back to you there, Dell. KB8 PRK.
Thank you very much, Ted, for checking in tonight. Perry, November 8, Victor, X-Ray, Quebec. Any traffic tonight?
Glad everybody had a good time there. It was field day, and sorry I couldn't make it, but I'll try and make it next year. With that, I'll turn things back to the net.
We missed you, Perry. Hope everything was okay where you were. Gary, Kilo Golf 8, Romeo Yankee. Any traffic tonight, sir?
Yes, sir. I enjoyed seeing all the pictures in Facebook of the group at the Canton field day. And I wish I could have come by. I wound up spending most of the time with my Elmer up in Cuyahoga Falls, and then I was able to spend some time during the middle of the night with the Maslin Club. I had a real blessing this week, and I want some input on it if anybody has any thoughts on it, Greg. But I've been wanting, as Dale knows, a tube-type radio very badly, and that's been kind of my dream. I was able, as a blessing, to come away with a Swan Signet Model 270B in mint condition from a gentleman that has owned this radio its entire life previous. It is a 1960s, early 1960s radio, Greg. Now here's my question. He kept his microphone, which was part of the agreement. So I knew that it was coming sans microphone. I'm guessing that this year of radio or this style of radio probably used either a crystal mic of some kind or perhaps a ceramic. I'm uncertain though. And then I see when I'm looking online that there are all these retrograde kits though that bring everything up modern, and I'm certainly not thinking a 1962 radio is going to work with something that's built for an ICOM. So if anybody can suggest a good microphone for the Swan, I would really be grateful. It would give me some places to look and some places to start. With that, I'm out. I'm on the side. This is KG8RRY. Thank you, Dale.
Alrighty. Got some comments for that. I'll throw them out there after we get through the list here. Byron, Kilo Fox 8, Uniform November. Any traffic for the net? Okay, Byron, Kilo Fox 8, Uniform November. If you're still with us, any traffic for the net?
Was looking at my.
I was looking at we'll come back to you and give you another we'll sort it out. We'll call you again. Let's see, Herb. I don't know if he can contribute from where he is. Whiskey Delta 8, India Papa Echo. Herb, we're glad you're here. Unsure of that. If you text something, maybe Justin can see it and he can relay. Okay, we'll try again. Byron, Kilo Fox 8, Uniform November. Any short traffic for the net tonight?
Can you copy? KF8UN?
I heard, can you copy and your call sign? That's the longest transmission I think I've heard tonight from you, Byron.
Okay, this should be better. I would suggest the Swan guy get that silver mic that's an upright about 14 inches high.
Yes, the D104, also known as the Lollipop. This is what I wanted to tell Gary. There are two variants of that. The original has a crystal element. Comes out, it's very high impedance. It's perfect for going into a vacuum tube input stage. Later versions of that mic had a little circuit card in the bottom with a 9-volt battery that took the crystal and gave it a little bit of gain and a low impedance output for more modern rigs. So I believe there's that guy in Maslin that's got some stuff for sale on our Facebook page. There's a D104 sitting there. It's the kind with the circuit card and the preamp break. But I bet you can yank that out and return it to just plain old crystal. And so what you got? Ground wire, the mic wire, and probably one more lead for push to talk. tell us about the connector on the front of the Swan. Gary, go ahead.
Thank you, Dale. Yes, it's a phono plug, and I'm presuming it probably has push to talk, and then of course it would have to have the positive and the negative for the microphone itself. I just don't want to be in a situation where I purchase a pig and a poke. So as I guess my southern stuff is showing up now, huh? But I don't want to purchase something that's going to be unusable with the radio, and so I'm trying to get some advice this time before I make a decision. So this is a little different for me.
Very well. You might also check around, I hate to use the word here, but CB shops. So a lot of times they have hand mics that if you look a little harder, you can find a crystal hand mic, and they might get $30 or something for it. That's one possibility. But first, the research would suggest going to the net and seeing what exactly the Swan wants. But being that it's vacuum tube and of that vintage, I'm going to bet you any money it wants a high impedance microphone, which is a crystal mic. Over.
Dale, thank you very much. I knew you would know, and like I say, I just didn't want to get anything that's not going to work, because then it's a big deal to mail it all back, and we've all been through that, and I'm trying to avoid that this time. But I want to get something that would be nice. I've seen the design you're talking about, the lollipop, and was a very popular or is a very popular base station microphone. Over.
Yeah, they were popular actually in the ham circles and in the CB circles both. So they're a little crisp. I have one myself, and there's no low end on it at all. But it's a good communications quality mic, and it's a classic. Being crystal, I think if I dropped it on the floor, it'd probably be the end of it, but it do look nice. Okay, we've gone through the list once with short traffic for the net. I'll make a call. Any late check-ins? Late check-ins for the W8AL Canton Amateur Radio Club Wednesday night net. Okay, hearing nothing. Tell you what, if anyone has any longer-term traffic they'd like to share with the net, you have the floor, throw out your call sign, and you will be acknowledged, and then you have the net.
Dale, K8AGB for a little bit of additional information for Jerry.
Absolutely, go ahead, sir.
Jerry, are you still listening?
Someone call for me?
KG8RRY, K8AGB, Dennis, over in Canton.
Yes, sir.
Okay, two items. Our friend Herb, WD8IPE, down in Georgia, just flashed a little message. Herb, can you do that again? Can you put your little message up on the screen? And, okay, here, Justin's going to do it. Okay, and anyway, Jerry, do you have the instruction manual, the user manual for that radio?
Yes, in fact, I've got all the original paperwork.
Okay, look at the schematic and see if that 1/4-inch plug is actually a two-circuit. That is a tip ring and sleeve, so that the sleeve was the ground, the tip was probably the microphone, and the sleeve probably the push-to-talk circuit. Anyway, Herb had a message that there are two models. That mic is also available in a handheld. So if you would rather have a handheld instead of an upright, that's something to think about also. Over.
I'm listening, thank you.
W8CE.
Yes, sir, Roger. You have the floor, sir.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, one thing, Sid, I can't remember Sid's name, but on microphones, he said if you go to the Ham Fest, you got to be careful with a crystal ceramic mic because it might be bad. Break. So he takes a meter with him, and he'll hook up the mic, hook the meter up to the mic and blow into the mic, and if it shows a voltage, then it's good. But there's a, you can see a beautiful D104, but if it's got a bad crystal, it's not worth much. So that might be something. Break. And I looked on the web page for the stuff for sale, and I couldn't find it. I looked all over. I saw myself on it. And I didn't realize I was being videos. But how would I find that items for sale?
Okay, it is on the Facebook site, Canton Amateur Radio Club. Yes, your video was on there. And go back maybe 2 weeks ago. The post was by me. You'll just have to scroll down backwards in time until you hit it. When you hit it, there'll be a dozen or so pictures with a little description of each item. That's what we have for sale. I think we've got offers are trickling in. Not really a flood, but offers are trickling in. So some of the stuff is probably going to end up at the next Ham Fest. I hate to use eBay because it's just a big hassle to pack and ship and everything else. But yeah, Roger, check out the website. Over.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I probably didn't scroll down. I just got on Facebook about a month ago, so I'm a relative novice to Facebook. But the W8AL is a nice website. Wendy showed me the video of me. She was beautiful. The door was open. I think she admired the nice weather and the German farm. So back to you.
Justin, this is NXAJ, net control for the W8AL net. Go ahead, sir, you have the floor.
Roger, about the easiest way to find that. The email I sent the other day for pictures and videos for field day, it's the first link in there. I'll just scroll down a little bit.
Okay, thank you, Justin. Over back to you, Dale.
Alrighty, anyone have any other longer form traffic they'd like to share with the net? If not, we will jump into a little field day discussion. So I'll stand by for anyone with longer form traffic for the net.
Net control, K8AGB again.
Absolutely, go ahead, Dennis.
Okay, this is continuing for Jerry. Roger was talking about Sid over in Massillon, who restores equipment, and you got to remember now. Roger normally does not work voice, so you never want to blow into a microphone. You want to whistle, you want to talk. You don't want to damage the delicate inside, whether the crystal or the condenser, if it's a condenser mic, a ribbon mic, anything like that, even the little moving coil. So Jerry, don't blow into the mic. You could whistle, you could sing to make a test, but a little AC meter and so you can do what Sid is doing. And matter of fact, Sid might over in Masson uh, may even have exactly what you're looking for. Over.
Good advice, Dennis. I hope hey, Gary got all that. Yeah, blowing in a mic is probably not cool. I like to test my mics out by holding a pistol up close to it, and shooting a couple of rounds. But that's just me. All right, folks. If no longer formed traffic, we'll talk a little bit about field day. I think we all had a great time out there. We're pretty tired. Some more than others. The weather was a blessing. My question to anyone who was there, are we all healthy? Is anyone feeling nauseous or having a cough or any health symptoms that you might relate to field day? Go ahead. Excellent, very good. We did take lots of safety precautions, and the point was to keep our members healthy and safe. So hopefully that was a success. All right. Yeah, we did field day, and we did two Alpha Ohio, just like always. And this is a question for someone more close to the rules. I see that club members who were participating independently are allowed to add their scores into a club score. And the question is, let's say we get 3,000 points, for example, and let's say another club gets 3,000 points, but they had some members who were operating independently break. And those independent members, after adding their points, now that club might be up in the 6,000 or 7,000 range. Is that their club score, or is that just some synthetic score just for grins? Any comments from anybody on that situation? Go ahead. Okay, I don't know the answer, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see, or do a little research. I'm just hopeful that our score that we worked hard for and earned isn't blown out of the water by somebody who had a bunch of independent operators who added their points onto what the club may have worked. So we'll see how that all works out. Any other comments about the W8AL field day? Go ahead and throw your call out, and we'll take them in order. Justin, go.
Took me a second to look it up there, Dale. For the rule waivers, excuse me, for 2020 only, an aggregate club score will be published, which will be the sum of all individual entries. So it appears the intent and the wording is that only applies if you did not have a club get together. If you all only work from home. That'd be a JK.
Very good. That seems like the fair way to do it. If a club is going to set up and run field day as we did, then they deserve the points that they earned. And if club members want to operate from their homes, they can add all those together and come up with that aggregate score. But from what you say and what you read, that is not part of the traditional score. I do know that some of the clubs break. There is at least one club in the area where they operated both as an entity at a location, and they had members operating from their homes. So that was why I raised the question.
This is W8PE. I think it'd be worth maybe calling the ARRL to get. I think Justin's right, but yeah, I think maybe a call into used to be Henderson, but calling the ARRL and get a better definitive answer to that. What I'm thinking is NAPW operated from his home, and of course this court would definitely help out ours. Back to you. This is W8VE.
Yeah, very well. You're right, Bill. I wish he was on tonight. Hope he did well. He always seems to do very well. And if we were somehow allowed to use his points to help us get higher in the ratings, that'd be great. But I agree. I will take that responsibility tomorrow to email or call somebody at ARRL, or maybe Scott Gonley knows. We'll get a clarification on that before our Thursday get together. Over.
Roger.
Okay, yeah. Thursday, the captains and the trustees who were at field day are just meeting to review the submission. Justin's done a lot of hard work on that. That is certainly appreciated. We're just going to give it the old once over, as we traditionally do, and then it will be submitted. We're not trying to be secretive or anything like that. If anyone wants to drop in and be included in the meeting, just call me later at the end of the net, and I'll tell you when and where. All righty. Any other comments tonight about the field day activity this past weekend?
Yeah, just one comment. We had our main problem, I believe.
Roger, sounds like you're on your deck with your handheld to try and get in a better location.
Jerry LaRocca donated. But I'm sure Justin will take care of that. But I know John had pretty good luck.
Out again, he was late.
Okay, I think you're over, Roger. I thought I heard your call sign in there. It's very rough communications where you're at, Roger. If you want to please change location, make your strong points again. We'd like to hear them, but I couldn't get anything out of that last transmission. Over.
Give me a second. I'll put some batteries in it.
The batteries are apparently getting worn out.
Take all the time you need. We'll come back to you when you're ready. Any other comments about the field day operation? And take them, bring them up now. Certainly tomorrow night, we're going to try and go over things, what went right, what didn't go right, how we can make it better, how we can make it more efficient, although efficiency is pretty good. Tearing out of there, I think it took us 1 hour and 6 minutes. We were pulling out of the Dearman property. anyone else besides Roger have any comments about field day?
K8AGB.
You have the floor, my man. Go right ahead, Denny.
Okay, this is directed to Justin, our field day chairman. Justin, visit your P.O. box tomorrow. Whenever the USPS stuffs your post office box, you're going to get a photo disc. So there'll be more field day pictures coming to Facebook for the W8AL field day. This is K8AGB.
Very good. And Justin, yeah, he is acting as the aggregator for all the pictures and videos and stuff. I think everything I had was put on Facebook. I tried using that cloud account, Justin, but it kept asking me for a password, and I didn't have it, so I couldn't get any further. So if you have what you need, then we're good. Otherwise, I'll have to get that password. Okay, I'm going to throw one out to Ted up there in Summit County Way, Kilo Bravo 8 PRK, if you're still with us. Ted, did you visit any field day operations up there? And if so, would you like to talk a little bit about what you saw? Go ahead.
KB PRK. No, I didn't visit any sites. The only thing I did Saturday was, every Saturday a bunch of hams get together for lunch, and we haven't been able to do that because of the restaurant, no indoor seating right now due to the COVID-19. So what we've been doing is just going over to one ham's house who's got a nice big front porch with a lot of seating, and I went over to W8AL's house for brunch Saturday. About 5 of us showed up and had a nice afternoon chowing down Burger King hamburgers and chewing the fat there. That was about it for field day. But I did take a portable shortwave radio with me and copied some of the mail when it started at 2 o'clock there on Saturday. So that was about it for me. Back to you there, Dale. PRK.
All right, thank you, Ted, for that report. You're always welcome, Ted, to join our club and participate in our field day. Welcome any participants. Okay, now Roger, how's that battery situation? You ready to go? Over.
Yeah, this is W8VE. Can you copy?
5x9.
I'm going to have to break down and get a rechargeable, either supply for this little guy or what, because I'm spending a little batteries here and there, but it's okay. What I was saying was that, we had some generator problems, and Justin was, frustrated. I don't blame him. We were all frustrated. Hopefully we'll get that straightened out, but that's kind of a typical field day, and I just wanted to say that we wish to thank Scott Duncan, KKAD, who bailed us out, and we went over, and he was at the lake. It is he's down on Leesville Lake. Thank goodness. He said, well, I'm coming back up, so we were able to get a generator from him. I'd just like to say K8PIN, Dirk, if he's still there, he helped set up, and he was got on a little bit, I think, 40-meter sideband on Saturday evening. So welcome to Dirk. And I know Byron was there to help set up and tear down, and worked some 6 meters. And I tried 160, but just didn't work out. So other people, of course, Tom and Linda. It was good to see them and introduce them to the field day. It's kind of fun. I've been doing this since about 1992, and 91 or 92. Bill Parks called me up, and I think I missed one because I was on a honeymoon or something like that. Other than that, I haven't missed any, and I always enjoy it. And we've had a majority of them, except for one or two, at the Dearman Farm. In the late 90s, I wish I'd have kept better notes, 96, 97, so in that time frame, we actually were out at the EOC. Anyway, that's enough there, but it's fun. I think another long time, probably the longest active member of the club continuous is Jerry Shrigley. And Jerry's been active field days over the year, but I believe that Jerry's probably the longest active member of the club continuous. Back to you, this is W8AL.
All right, thank you for those comments, Roger. This is NXHA on the W8AL Wednesday night net. Here's a question for anybody who was at field day. What did you think of the food service situation? Understandably, we did not have catered hot food. There was a lot of running out to pick things up, individual packaging, and so on and so forth. Anyone have any comments, good, bad, or whatever, about the food situation? Go ahead.
MNT.
Yes, sir, Tom.
Under the circumstances that we had to do that in and everything like that, I think it went pretty smooth and it was pretty good. I applaud your efforts for being the one that did the running, but it turned out pretty good along those lines. Back to the net.
Okay, thanks for the comments. One little thing we're going to have to fix if we have to do this again next year was the breakfast on Saturday was fetched about 6 o'clock, and we never really informed anybody when breakfast was going to be served. So we had some people come in after 6, and they did not get served. So I think going forward, we will establish the hour that meals will be handled, and if people, if they want to be fed, they need to be there at that time. So that's my solution to that problem. A question for Gary, if he is still around. Wondering if you participated in the Maslin Field Day or any other field day, and if so, if you have any comments you'd like to share about other clubs' activities. Go ahead.
Well, thank you. Yes, I'm still here, Dale. Listen, I had a blast at field day. Like I say, I spent the first part of it with the gentleman that got me into this business. He's my Elmer, and he's a gentleman from the Cuyahoga Falls Club. I spent most of Saturday with him. I did go out during the night and spend some time on 80 meters. I worked 80 meters from 2 in the morning until 5:30 in the morning. I learned from the experience break that I am not a contester by any stretch of the imagination. It unsettled me, for want of a better term, to only spend a few moments with somebody on the radio and then it's like, hey, gotta go, and you're off to the next one. And I don't know, I found that to be a little bit nerve-wracking. Maybe it's my inexperience, perhaps, but I don't think I'm cut out to be a contester. I think that I'm cut out to be a rag chewer, I'm sorry to say. And that was my observation from field day. I know I don't have anything to compare it to, but I thought it was great. Obviously, from the pictures, Canton had a great time. Massillon had a great time. It was all good.
All right, thank you very much, Gary. We've been doing it a few years, and so has Massillon. We'd like to think we got it down to a well-oiled machine, but once in a while, Mother Nature throws a curveball at us in the weather or biological situations. So, but that's part of the game. You know, we have to adapt and soldier on, so to speak. All righty. I'm going to just open it up. Any other traffic on any subject people would like to bring up tonight? The point of this net is just socialization and rag chewing. So here's NXAJ standing by for any calls with any traffic.
This is W8VE, Dale. Not much traffic, but do you think you'll have some bills for me tomorrow so we see what we spent on field day Thursday?
Sure, Roger. I think I got two that I know of. I'll bring those on, and it is important to keep account of our expenses and know what we spend for the operation. So, yes, sir, they will be there.
Roger, Roger.
Mr. Justin. Yes, sir, go ahead.
You know, got two quick things here. I had a sign up at field day. I'm looking for any old log books, or if you've got in your logging software, use the club call for an event or whatever prior to 2017 field day. I've got everything after that. If you could give me a copy of those or email me the exported file from your software, it'd be great. Great. For those that work HF, the 13 Colonies Special Event Station is on the air as of 9 a.m. this morning, and they run through 23:59 on the 7th. Their website is 13colonies.us. Thank you, Dale. WJKZ.
Thank you for the report, Justin. And, you know, I was looking in the closet at the EOC the other day, and there's a pile of old boxes of old QSL cards where people were in contact with W8AL. Some of them were field days. Who knows what they were? Some of them were special events. They're not log books or anything. They're just boxes of QSL cards. Would that help you out? Over.
And that'd be the hard way of doing it, I guess, going through card by card. But if somebody does have something, everything I have is posted on the W8AL.org website under the logbook. So if you have something, you can check on there to see if I have it or not.
Understood. All right, putting out any final calls for any traffic for the net. It's a lovely evening out. After we get off, I'm going to go up and start a fire and sit with my bride for a little bit before we turn in. So, any other traffic for the W8AL net, please call now.
Dale, Dennis is back again. Over.
Yes, sir, Dennis, go.
Okay, this is for Justin. Justin, are you interested in, before the Canton Club was W8AL, it was W8RTR. When I first found the Canton Amateur Radio Club a long time ago, the club call was W8 Radio Texas Radio, and that was even before they all recognized phonetics. Also, Dale, did Les Myers bring some archives to you from the late Henry McLaughlin, W8AL, cardboard boxes of treasures. And in those boxes, you're going to find W8AL, W8RTR, and maybe even some Chapter 21 QCWA history. Over.
Yes, he did. Those boxes are at work, and if you won't be there tomorrow. I was going to say you could look at them. I took out a lot of the stuff that could be scanned, and it's already on. I think Justin's got it on the W8AL site. Things like histories of field day, histories of ham radio in Canton, that sort of stuff. Lots and lots of photographs. Before I become an SK, my goal is to get all those photographs scanned and maybe throw them up at a club meeting, and everyone can identify some of the faces in them. Over.
Okay, Dale. That would be wonderful. There's some silent keys, a lot of silent keys that were involved with the club that a lot of people never had the opportunity to meet or to know. So, okay, you've got a plan, and that's going to work out good. This is K8AGB.
Okay, MXAJ. I do have a little bit of news of a personal nature of a club member, Kirk Baxter. Ted knows Kirk very well, and Ted may still be in contact with him on a regular basis. I am. Ted, as you know, moved out west to be closer to grandchildren. Break. Well, you can take the ham away from the radio, but you can't take the radio out of the ham, or something like that. Anyway, Kirk got hooked up with a small broadcast operation out there. Place has 2 or 3 call letters, 2 or 3 different formats. Country music is one of them. Surprise, surprise. But believe it or not, Kirk is on the air. He is doing mornings on one of the stations. I don't know if he's using Kirk Baxter as their name or what it is. And if that weren't enough, break. He's also their chief engineer. So, some retirement, eh? That is what Mr. Baxter is up to. He is struggling with some equipment, some transmitters up on a big hill. Apparently, in the winter, about 6 months of the year in Wyoming, he can't even get to these things. You have to walk up there miles and miles or something. So he tries to get everything working when he can't get there, and then just hope that it makes it through the winter. So he's got his hands full. I've been sending him out little pieces, parts, and helping him with an old Harris transmitter that's acting bulky. So that's what Kirk is doing. And ask for some pictures. Someday I'll share them at the club, at a club meeting. Over.
You forgot to tell us Kirk's call, W0KGB, and his lady is also a ham. I guess she must stay home and listen to her morning radio host. Over.
Yeah, I guess you can listen to him on the air, and then that way you know where the hubby is at all times. So you keep tabs on him, and sort of. I'm researching to see if that station is on the web, and maybe we could somehow give a listen to it. That might be pretty cool to give a listen. Ted, do you have any information on that? Over. Okay, apparently Ted had to leave, but I know Ted was pretty close to Kirk, and I was too at the end. He's an interesting fellow. So, alrighty, last call, last, final call for any traffic for the Wednesday night. Go. Hearing nothing, we now return this repeater to normal ham radio usage, and we will see you all, some of you tomorrow night. And a reminder, anyone wants to get in on the field day, Monday morning quarterback kind of a meeting, call me up. I'll stay on here for a few minutes, and I'll tell you the whens and the wheres and all that stuff. Otherwise, we'll see you all in 1 week, next Wednesday at 7:30. So be safe, everybody. This is NXHA for the W8AL Weekly Net.